Hey there guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Lost World. I switched over to post-commentary now because, well, I figured getting all these red rings would get pretty tiring for me in live commentary mode. So I decided I'd just take things a different route this time in post-commentary. So if you just want to see where the red rings are, I suppose you could just mute me, because I don't really need to get the audio for this. But I'm going to take this time to really just talk more about the Let's Play so far, like further reflections about it, and Let's Plays that are going to come in the future. So, oh, and every now and then I might make a reference to what's going on screen. Anyway, talking about this game, Sonic Lost World, I had a really great time with it, and I feel like I didn't really express my thoughts completely on it during the very short credit sequence, compared to that of Sonic Colors, anyway. And I feel as though this game did a good job at setting an experimental tone. Although there were a couple things they could have done better. Namely, was explaining like all the different parkour moves you could do. I'll go into further detail about it in the next episode, seeing as I've recorded that one before this one. But there's actually a new move that I've learned. It's not exactly needed, but it could prove useful for some. That has to do with wall running. Oh geez, I just got told by that boulder. But it's actually a pretty useful move for when you're going along a wall. And like many other parkour moves, such as switching from the wall, or perhaps spin dashing along a wall, the game doesn't really tell you about it. It kind of just leaves you out to explore these things. And it's not so much, oh, I'm trying this button with that button. It's more of like, the game doesn't tell you that you can do a combination of things in parkour, and that's really something that I feel was a bit of a misstep on their part. Another thing that I'd like to talk about is that, I don't know if I got into it, but I really like the game's soundtrack, if I'm just going to switch gears in terms of what I'm talking about here. The game's soundtrack is really great, and I found myself taking time to listen back to some very notable pieces like Honeycomb Highway, that's from Desert Ruins. Another one is Sea Bottom Segway, the rail grinding music, the final boss music definitely. I mean, Sonic games almost always deliver on that kind of stuff. And just like, it's a really phenomenal soundtrack because it's not really samey in that there's like one instrument that always seems to be prevalent, and it's also not it also is not like trying to struggle with identity like other soundtracks that are just all over the place. It's very well and kept, and not necessarily well and kept, but it does a great job at well, just having its own identity and musical flair to it. And I really would like to thank I think it's Tomoya Otani, I think that's his name. Basically, it's the guy who made the Sonic Unleashed soundtrack. He came back for this one, and good on him for that. And if I could make another throw out, that'd be the right word for that. Shout out, yeah. If I could make a shout out to somebody who did a really great job with that, it'd be someone who did a mashup of various Jet Set Radio songs and some Sonic Rush songs as well with Honeycomb Highway. It's called Running the Bassline from like Jet Set Sonic. It's really great. Anyway, what you're seeing on the screen right now, that's what it looks like when you've collected all the red rings in your first world. You'll see the Chaos Emeralds just appear from all the red rings, and there's really a bonus that shows up from doing so. It just says Emerald 1. And then the camera will just go back to Sonic, as if nothing happened. Anyway, a funny story about this one right here. It actually took me multiple tries getting the red rings right here, because I actually missed all but one red ring. That was one in the beginning, and so I pretty much had to do this all in one. I had to get all these red rings in one run. So you'll see some parts where it won't exactly fade out to other bits, but yeah, well, you know, whatevs. You'll see me get them for the most part. When there's long stretches of nothing, though, I cut it out, like how you saw just right there. So yeah, I'm always thinking about you guys, the audience who's watching these kind of things. Oh, I do want to point out I am a little bit sick. I hope that doesn't really show up in terms of my commentary right now. I seem to almost always be sick when I'm talking about this thing. I'm talking on camera, which is pretty sad. Well. Anyway, one more thing I wanted to say is that having played this game and beaten the game, I took some time away from it so I could have some more time back to it. And got all the red ring. I took some time away from it, this game, so I could have some time off and then come back to it. And I really felt like the flow was still there. So this is a really great gameplay style, although I could see how it wouldn't work for all audiences. Just wanted to say that I think it really works what it's going for, but the difficulty curve may be so off-putting that a lot of people might not want to deal with it at all. So I guess that's another thing that this game could suffer from, is that it kind of has this, not exactly elitist mentality, but if you don't really step up your game for it, you're not really going anywhere. Anyway, right here with this red ring, one thing that I thought was interesting, pardon me for just going back and forth between talking about the game and, well, the game, is that this red ring and then this bell red ring are almost literally right next to each other. I guess that made all the more surprising when the first one I got was a third one. I'm like, huh? There's everything else. It's weird. Anyway, a couple things left we could talk about, but let's switch gears for a sec. Just leaving Lost World behind. I want to say that we're getting into a new Let's Play on the horizon. It's actually going to be a completely different Let's Play from what we've done at all here on AeroshiSama. By the way, that red ring was complete BS, because why would you put it in an item box, guys? But like, it's getting a completely different Let's Play. I've actually did some recording before I even did Lost World, so the backlog on it is actually pretty extensive. And speaking of extensive, there's going to be some pretty long episodes with this one, and I think you'll understand why when that comes out. As far as speculation goes, just want to say, when we end off this Let's Play, there'll be a little connection to it, a little link, if you will. But I really did want to try another one of these going in blind, because I feel like blind commentaries can actually do really well for fresh new experiences. And conversely, thinking that maybe I'll actually, alongside it, because it is a game that's going to take a lot of investment, I'll probably do a Let's Play that isn't blind, for those of you who don't want to see me fumbling around anymore. So you could always just count on me to not mess it up, I guess. But with that one anyway. But hey, I'm Aerobian-Angel, and well, you pretty much watch me to see me mess up all the time, so why the heck not? Also, that transition right there was pretty smooth, if I do say so myself. That's just me being fanciful about my editing, I guess. Anyway, getting off of talk about the future, I do want to take this moment to say thank you for all the feedback that's been coming up from this Let's Play. I know this is a fairly new game, and that's kind of why I got some of the audience here to take a look at my channel in the first place. Well, I say my channel like I own it, but at this channel in the first place. But I'm actually surprised that a lot of people really liked what was going on with the game, and furthermore my commentary. And I'd like to formally thank everyone for having decided to watch me fumble about on this rather difficult game. Difficult at parts, anyway. So I'd like to straight up say thank you for taking interest here at AeroshiSama. And with me being Aerobian-Angel, I hope you take a look at our multiplayer, multi-people commentaries, because really that's where the commentary shines, and that's where the gameplay shines, and that's also where AeroshiSama come from. Speaking of AeroshiSama, I do want to do more of those. I do. I said it 3 times in that one sentence. And I have plans for what the next one will be, probably from Kingdom Hearts, although I'm not quite sure where other ones will come for. I'm starting to look towards Castle Crashers though, because I would like to get one that has all 4 of us instead of just the usual 3, the 4th one being Montax. Speaking of which, for those of you who love Montax, you can expect to see him again in the future for another commentary harking back to his debut. And for those of you who love John Paul, you can see him in the even closer future, because we've got another game on the horizon. This one, I might as well spoil it for you. It's a 3-player co-op game. Yeah, those are rare. And it is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. We all had a great time with that game. And we even had a special 4th guest for about halfway through. So you might love that one as well. It was really great. We had a lot of fun recording it. And I think it's probably, in terms of just having a grand old time, top-notch stuff. Top-notch quality, per usual. Well, in our standards anyway. Anyway, just got owned by that alligator. Yeah, I know, past me. What was that? Anyway, now let's take our focus back to the game for a sec. Looking at here in Silent Forest Zone 2, there were a lot of red rings that I straight up just passed up for some reason. Like that one, which was in plain sight. Like, how do you even miss that one? There's another one that is kind of hidden away. You have to use this. You have to lure this enemy over here so you could bounce off of it, like so, and get this red ring. But the last one was really just kind of especially offensive because you don't really have to try hard for it. I mean, the first one kind of had that spring in the way, and I guess that's alright. The last one was really just a straight shot. Like, from up here you can't see it, but when you jump down lower, which I do here, it's right there. Like, it's not exactly hidden out or out of the way. Like, the only way you actually lose it is if you actively go the other way. So yeah, apologies on my part for just blatantly missing it in the playthrough. But now we're gonna go get the ones here. One thing I do want to say is that in terms of just how life has been recording this game, recording this just like the main game as I've been playing has actually been pretty fun, and I was able to do it pretty consistently because well, when I was playing it, there wasn't much really going on in terms of life, but like almost nearly as soon as I did that last episode for recording, I had to like almost immediately just start getting back to college stuff and everything. So uploads have actually been pretty slow for that reason. Sorry for this episode in particular taking a while, because gathering the red rings, pretty easy if you ask me. It's just, you know, editing, having the time to sit down and edit this all together, that's what actually took the longest time to do. So, sorry. Sorry for taking so long in this. It's funny because a lot of times this episode, I've just been saying, thank you, sorry, here's what's next, sorry. But hey, let's just log in our 4th emerald here, the Red Chaos Emerald, and move on to the next world, Sky Road. Now, I know I kind of just brushed off saying that, oh, the collecting these red rings was kind of easy, but I will say that a couple of them I did have to look up a guide for. I'm sorry, that kind of breaks the rules of blindness, but I didn't want this to take forever, despite, well, I took forever to do this. Now, it's not so much that all of them required a guide, it's a couple of them did, like this sequence where, well, it's a point of no return when you go into that running sequence, so you can't exactly like explore around to your leisure. I mean, for the most part, I didn't need the guide at all. But for that one, and I think maybe one other instance, I kind of did, just so I wouldn't be taking forever. Also, that world was pretty short. I mean, the cleanup on that world was pretty short because I only missed 2 red rings entirely there. I think that was the shortest one we had to do. Oh, no. Lava Mountain was, because here in Lava Mountain, Remember when I had that big epic moment right here? I'm like, okay, out of here. Let's use this hover wisp. Yeah, poor old me was being overzealous and skipped over the red ring right after that. So I somehow still managed to screw myself over. True to the nature of Aerobian-Angel. Yeah. My life. But yeah. So what I just ended up doing was coming back here so I could actually just get the sequence done and over with. And I had a nice reaction there. And saving myself the trouble. But yeah, that was actually the last emerald that we had to get. Pretty easy if you ask me. But when you get all the emeralds, nothing special happens immediately. No, you have to go into a stage for that. And I'll show that off in another episode, and you'll see why. Well, anyway, thank you all so very much for watching. In next episode, we'll go see what's even more to the game. New stuff, actually. Because in the next episode, we're going to be looking at the DLC. I'll see you then.